For ages, India, our motherland, has been blessed by the presence of individuals with rare merit and foresight. They have sought the emancipation of their fellow countrymen by drawing inspiration from our nation's ancient wisdom. Swami Vivekananda appears at the forefront of such individuals. The ever-youthful Vivekananda believed that the total uplift of his countrymen could only be accomplished by revitalizing the nation's spiritual and cultural roots. Meditating on a rock in Kanyakumari, the Swami attained the vision of his motherland as a leader among nations, occupying a place of prominence by virtue of its eternally relevant spiritual and cultural consciousness. Mananiya Eknath Ranade, a peerless nationalist and organizer, dedicated his life towards the establishment of the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Kanyakumari, which became the heart of the Vivekananda Kendra's activities. In tune with the Swami's vision, the Kendra identified itself as a spiritually oriented service mission and started its work in various places of the nation. With its trained and efficient pool of Sevavratis and Jivanvratis, the pulse of life that throbs in living beings is nothing short of a miracle. Life is precious, and its well-being, therefore, is a responsibility that requires the best of knowledge and skill available to us. Immense is the area that relates to the well-being of the body and mind, and to choose the most reliable and relevant is an arduous task indeed. The harmonious blend of ancient knowledge to modern technology is difficult to achieve. But when that occurs, the result can be truly surprising. This is evident in an institution situated in the northeast of India. With an abiding faith in the ideals of Swami Vivekananda, it adds a new chapter to the annals of modern health care. Set amidst sylvan surroundings, the hospital creates hope for a cross-section of society who has no other recourse to medical care. But it offers that service in a rather unique way. Profit motive finds no place in the philosophy of the institution. The Vivekananda Kendra NRL Hospital in Numaligarh can well be perceived as a new concept in healthcare. Unlike most of the hospitals of today, it is a place where caring and healing takes place with love, sympathy, and spiritual fulfillment. A holistic approach to healthcare, focusing attention on human beings and not merely on ailments, is the hospital's fundamental faith. A belief emphasized by Swami Vivekananda and ancient Indian learning that inspired the great saint and seeker. The Swami was an earnest believer in the spirit of selfless service to humanity. He said that service to humanity was to serve God. This concept has the potential to perceive the patient's welfare in a more meaningful way. The hospital is guided by this fundamental ethos. True to the Swami's ideals, the hospital rests on the faith that suffering humanity needs more than just medicines and surgical procedures. Love, sympathy, and resilient spiritual belief are elements that are equally important for the physical and mental well-being. With sincere belief in the holistic approach, a pool of dedicated doctors, nurses, technicians, and support personnel perform their duties as service to the Almighty. At present, the staff includes a medical superintendent, a hospital administrator, a general surgeon, a pathologist, a gynecologist, a pediatrician, an anesthesiologist, and 5 general duty medical officers. More medical physicians are in the process of being recruited.
Today we have state-of-the-art equipment backed by a team of highly qualified, experienced and dedicated team of doctors, nurses and paramedical staff. This hospital has evolved into a multi-facility 30-bedded general hospital providing excellent medical cover to the inhabitants of Numaligarh Refinery Limited complex and nearby villages having a population of more than 20,000. Now patients are coming from far off places like Kaziranga, Golaghat, Dergaon to get specialized medical treatment. We are also approached by various organizations like Cement Corporation of India, Bokajam, Tea Planters Clubs, various tea gardens to use our hospital as a referral hospital.
Established in the year 1998, the multi-facility General Hospital acquired an OPD block a year later. Soon, it also grew to include indoor facilities with a bed strength of 30, along with a labor room, obstetrics and gynecological ward and neonatal ward. It also contains an operation theatre for major surgery. Being a hospital primarily catering to an industrial township, it contains a full-fledged burn unit, an accident and emergency service. An advanced ICU provides a crucial facility that is unavailable in nearby areas. Moreover, visiting professors from eye and ENT provide additional service whenever necessary.
We have a intensive care unit which is equipped with ventilators. This is known as the servo ventilator and the latest of its kind, and this intensive care unit is the only unit in this vicinity of, say, you can say about 50 to 80 kilometers.
Patients visiting the hospital experience the highest standards of welfare, be it the speedy response of doctors and nurses or hygienic living conditions.
I have seen this hospital from the very beginning. Doctors and staff of this hospital are very helpful and caring. They always greet us from the very reception. The hospital is maintained very nicely, very neat and clean. Not only the residents of this township, but neighboring people also appreciate this hospital.
However, the healing touch of the hospital extends beyond its campus walls. In accordance with Swami Vivekananda's credo, it extends care to the needy and deprived by organizing health camps in the surrounding areas on a regular basis. 3 days a week, the camps provide medical care to people who have no other alternative to relieve their pain and suffering. The hospital also organizes special camps including Paediatric camp, diabetes detection camp, Gynaecological camp and malaria control camp.
আমি ধৰক নুমলীগড় যাবলৈ অলপমান দূৰ হয় বোলে ভোকেল হস্পিটেল আমাৰ প্ৰায় 6 কিলোমিটাৰ আৰু কলকা যিখন হস্পিটেল আছে তাৰ আমাৰ প্ৰায় 5 কিলোমিটাৰ দূৰ পৰে আমি ডাঙৰ ডাঙৰ মানুহবোৰ যে হওক অকণ অকণ ল'ৰা ছোৱালীবোৰ সৰু ল'ৰা ছোৱালীবোৰ দিবলৈ আমাৰ অসুবিধা হয় সেইকাৰণে এই কেম্পটো আমি স্থায়ী হ'লে ভাল পাওঁ গতিকে আমি ইয়াৰ কৰ্মকৰ্তা বা ওপৰৰ আমাৰ যিখিনি আমাৰ ইয়াৰ বিবেকানন্দ হস্পিটেলৰ যিখিনি গুৰিয়াল আছে সেইসকলক আমি অনুৰোধ জনাইছোঁ এই বস্তুটো আমাৰ স্থায়ী হওক আমি এনেকৈ সুবিধা পাই থাকিম
নমস্কাৰ মোৰ নাম ৰিজু হাজৰিকা ইয়ালৈ আমাৰ NRLৰ পৰা যিসকল ডাক্তৰ আহে তেওঁলোকৰ চিকিৎসামতে আমাৰ যি বেমাৰ হৈছে সকলো বেমাৰ আমাৰ দৰৱ খাই ভাল হৈছে ডাক্তৰ ইয়ালৈ অহাৰ বাবে আমি সকলোৱে ভাল পাইছোঁ আমাৰ সকলো গাঁওখনৰ মানুহে যিটো বেমাৰৰ পৰা হাত সাৰি আছে NRLৰ কাৰণে
More than 100 camps have offered healthcare to several thousand people till date. Thus, people who have never even visited the hospital have benefited from its presence. It is a development the Swami would have approved. The short but eventful existence of the hospital has also given shape to a vision for its future.
The VK-NRL Hospital initially started functioning from a 2-room residential house in the township. Today, the hospital is a full-fledged 30-bedded hospital with all modern amenities. This has been possible because of the foresightedness and proper planning of the hospital management and the untiring effort of the doctors and the medical staff.
It now plans to provide even better care in the areas like dental care, blood transfusion service, among others. Advanced procedures like laparoscopic surgery are a part of the package.
As part of the Vivekananda Kendra, we have got a role to play for the vital and the mental health. So for that we conduct certain courses as yoga therapy and lectures in yoga and all that we also conduct. So this is actually a difference from other hospitals or other treating centers than ours. So we have some responses and we hope to enrich it in future more and more.
The idea is to synergize the best of all the areas of knowledge and information that contributes toward reducing the pain and suffering of all. The one thing that will remain constant is the focus on the overall well-being on every man and woman who seeks treatment in this house of healing.
Ultrasound কৰিলে X-ray কৰিলে ECG কৰিলে টেষ্ট পিছা পৰীক্ষা কৰিলে কৰি মোক অপাৰেশ্যনৰ তাৰিখ দিলে অপাৰেশ্যন হ'ল সম্পূৰ্ণ এতিয়া ভাল পাইছোঁ আৰু গোটেইখিনি ছাৰহঁতৰ এইবিলাকো ভাল পাইছোঁ বাইদেউহঁতৰ ব্যৱহাৰবিলাকো ভাল পাইছোঁ ট্ৰিটমেণ্টবিলাকো ভাল পাইছোঁ মই গোটেইখিনি সম্পূৰ্ণ ভাল পাইছোঁ আৰু মই অলপ সুস্থ অকণমান আৰু বিষটো বাকী আছে হ'লে হ'ব আৰু 2-3 দিনৰ ভিতৰত সম্পূৰ্ণ ভাল
In accordance with Swami Vivekananda's ideals, this is an institution that succeeds in giving hope and strength to those who are sick and suffering. Like the Swami, the hospital thus becomes a symbol of care, service and sympathy, which are among the noble virtues that keep humanity alive and animated.